Hey, Boo Crew, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story takes place during the hallowed holiday of Halloween. The night sky hung heavy with a harvest moon, glowing like a lantern above Halloween Town. The crooked rooftops and skeletal trees quivered with delight, for the air was filled with the promise of another grand October night. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, stood tall at the town square, his bony grin wide as ever. Beside him, Sally, the clever ragdoll with a gentle heart and stitched seams, clutched a basket filled with small potion bottles and herbs she had gathered from Dr. Finkelstein's garden. "Jack," she said softly, her button-like eyes glimmering under the moonlight, "I have a strange feeling tonight." "The spirits are restless?" Jack tilted his skull, intrigued. "Restless spirits? Oh, Sally, how marvelous. That means the night is alive with adventure. What would Halloween be without a touch of mischief?" But Sally's expression didn't match Jack's glee. She tugged at her patched sleeve. "It's more than mischief, Jack. I dreamt of shadows whispering in the forest. Something is stirring, and it doesn't feel like the usual tricks." Jack leaned forward dramatically, his bony fingers tapping his chin. "Whispering shadows, you say? How frightfully exciting. Perhaps we should investigate. After all, the Pumpkin King mustn't ignore a mystery that threatens Halloween Town." And so, with Sally at his side, Jack led the way out of the crook gates and into the twisted forest beyond. The trees arched like skeletal ribs overhead, and the wind carried a chorus of ghostly murmurs. Sally held her basket tightly, the clinking bottles sounding like chimes of warning. The forest of whispers, as they ventured deeper, the shadows seemed to slither across the ground, crawling like black vines. Jack reached out dramatically, but the shadows slid away, unwilling to be caught. "Curious," he mused, his voice echoing like hollow wind through his ribcage. "These are no ordinary shades. They have purpose." Sally crouched, picking up a scrap of parchment caught on a root. She brushed away dirt and read aloud. "When the moon is full, the forgotten shall rise, seeking what was lost with hollow eyes. The gates shall open, the dark shall sing, and chaos shall crown the Pumpkin King." Sally shivered. "Jack, this is a prophecy, and it doesn't sound like a good one." Jack's grin faltered for only a moment before returning, broader than ever. "A prophecy? Oh, what splendid drama. Imagine Sally Mae, crowned in chaos, the thrill of it all." "Jack," she said firmly, grabbing his skeletal arm, "this isn't about thrills. If the Forgotten rise, they might destroy Halloween Town. We need to stop it." Jack paused. For once, Sally's seriousness sank in. He placed a bony hand on her shoulder. "Then together, we shall uncover the truth. I won't let anything happen to our home." The Forgotten Ones? Following the whispers, Jack and Sally reached the heart of the forest, where a clearing lay bathed in pale moonlight. There, rising from the soil, were figures cloaked in shadow gaunt and hollow-eyed, their forms made of dust and bone. These were the Forgotten Ones' old spirits of Halloween creatures erased from memory when they were no longer feared by children. One spirit, taller than the rest, stepped forward. Its face was a cracked mask, its voice like rust scraping stone. "Pumpkin King, you reign because we were forgotten. We come to reclaim what was ours." Jack bowed theatrically, though his eye sockets flickered with unease. "Honored guests. But surely there's room for all frights in Halloween Town? Why, together we could make this year's celebration the most terrifying yet." The spirit hissed. "We do not seek to join. We seek to consume. When we take the crown, all shall bow to the Forgotten." Sally pulled Jack back. "They mean to replace you, Jack, and they won't stop with the crown. They'll destroy everything." The spirits began chanting, their voices weaving into a dark melody. The ground cracked and black vines surged upward, forming a skeletal gate of shadow. Beyond it, a swirling void beckoned. The battle for Halloween Town. Jack raised his arms dramatically, his voice ringing through the clearing. "Then you leave me no choice. Jack Skellington, Pumpkin King, will defend Halloween Town with every ounce of fright I possess. The spirits surged forward. Jack leapt into action, his limbs bending and twisting like a marionette. He grabbed a branch, spinning it into a scythe-like staff, and swept the shadows aside with graceful strikes. Sally, meanwhile, opened her basket and hurled vials of glowing herbs. Each shattered bottle released protective flames or bursts of silver light, keeping the shadows at bay. But for every shadow defeated, two more rose. The leader of the Forgotten towered above them, chanting louder, and the skeletal gate widened. "Jack, we can't fight them all," Sally cried. Jack dodged a claw of smoke, landing beside her. "Then we'll have to outwit them." "You're the cleverest in all of Halloween Town, Sally. Tell me, what do we do?" Sally's stitched brow furrowed as she scanned the parchment again. "The prophecy said they rise when the moon is full. That means their power depends on the moonlight. If we can block it," Jack snapped his fingers. "A marvelous idea, but how?" Sally rummaged in her basket and pulled out a bottle filled with thick, inky liquid. "This is shadowweed ink. If I throw it across the sky, it can shroud the moon for a short time. But I'll need you to distract them." Jack bowed gallantly. "My specialty, my dear." Sally's brave plan. As Sally began climbing a gnarled tree to gain height, Jack launched himself at the leader of the Forgotten. He twirled his staff with flourish, his movements exaggerated and theatrical, drawing all eyes to him. "You think you can outfight the Pumpkin King? Behold the very spirit of Halloween." He unleashed a blood-curdling laugh that shook the clearing, the kind of laugh that echoed into bones and rattled hearts. The shadows hesitated, momentarily entranced. Meanwhile, Sally reached a high branch, uncorked the ink bottle, and whispered, "Please work." She hurled the contents into the air. The ink spread unnaturally, like a living veil, crawling across the sky until it swallowed the moonlight whole. The clearing plunged into darkness. The Forgotten shrieked, their forms unraveling like smoke in the wind. The skeletal gate crumbled into dust, sealing the void. Within moments, the spirits were gone, banished back into nothingness. Sally climbed down, her patched hands trembling. Jack rushed to her, catching her before she stumbled. "You did it, Sally," Jack exclaimed, spinning her in a circle. "Brilliant, courageous, absolutely frightful in your own way." Sally blushed, though her stitches made it hard to tell. The crowd erupted in cheers, chanting her name. For once, Sally wasn't just the ragdoll in the shadows, she was the hero. Later, as they stood together beneath the fading moon, Jack took her hand. "Sally, my dearest, tonight we faced forgotten terrors, and yet I've never felt more alive. With you by my side, every adventure, no matter how spooky, becomes a triumph." Sally rested her head against his narrow chest. "As long as we're together, Jack, I think we can handle whatever prophecy comes our way." And so Halloween Town thrived again, stronger than ever, with Jack and Sally not only as protectors of fright, but as partners bound by courage, love, and the spirit of Halloween. The moon returned to its rightful glow, casting its silver blessing over the crooked rooftops. For in the end, the scariest nights often bring out the brightest hearts. Thank you for watching. Do you have a favorite part? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.